I want to hear about how were you sexually assaulted at a women's march?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I think they canceled the women's march this year, but let's see. I went to the women's march in 2017, got assaulted multiple times. Went to the women's march in 2018, got assaulted multiple times. Or I think, was that the one I got sexually assaulted at? And then I went again in 2019 and I got assaulted. So every women's march I went to, I got assaulted. Or maybe it was 2019 I got assaulted, and then, or 2019 I got sexually assaulted, 2020 I got assaulted again. I was assaulted at every women's march. Every women's march I went to, I got assaulted by these psychos.
You know what it is? Yeah. Not enough men, not enough like good-looking men go to these marches. So I think when they see one, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, and I think that there is like this moment of maybe like the males get a little jealous. Oh, your doggo wants to play something. He's got a sock there. Getting involved in the podcast here. Yeah, I think there's a level of obviously they hate me because of my politics, but then there's a level of like, oh my gosh, this is a masculine guy and he's around my girl, and now I feel a little threatened and envious, so I'm going to act like a tough guy for the first time in years, which maybe is a good thing, but yeah, it happens every time. But yeah, so the girl walked up to me, literally just grabs my genitalia. It's all on camera. Like a
full palm, like a full...
It couldn't quite fit in one hand, but she tried her best.
Yeah,
and so, but again, and in the video, and I won the case in court. We took her to court. I've probably been assaulted 50 times, and that was the one case that I won in court. So I'm glad I got one victory of all the assaults. But I've pressed charges. I've sent license plates of people who've done death threats. I've sent it to cops. I've sent videos to cops. I mean, never. They never want to persecute these criminals that assault me. But that was the one time. And it's too bad. She made a horrible decision. I'm sure it's had a horrible negative impact on her life. And it was all on tape. And there's police officers in the background. Right there, 2 police officers. She comes up, and I turn to the police officer, I'm like, she just grabbed me by the genitals. Is that not sexual assault? She goes, yes, I just sexually assaulted you. And the police don't even budge. Now, reverse the roles there. If I would have gone up to her and grabbed her in some way like she grabbed me, the cops would have been on me immediately. They would have thrown me to the ground, and they would have arrested me. And by the way, I'm okay with that. I think that that's probably a better response. If you see a man doing that, yeah, you should probably get him under control immediately, just like the guy on the subway train. But the point is, it just shows you how even she's admitting, this girl that sexually assaulted me, even she admits in the video that basically there's a different set of rules for men and for women, that she can sexually assault me in public and get away with it, but I couldn't. And this is a feminist saying that she's a victim because she's a woman, bragging about how she has these rights out on the streets to sexually assault a man because she's a woman, but I don't. Well, it didn't end up so well for her.
Wow, this reminds me of the time I went with my sister to Vegas and we saw the Thunder from Down Under, and I was blown away by how many women were like grabbing nuts, balls, like full on, like I was like, I still think about that. I'm like, what these women get away with when they go to these Thunder from Down Under shows, and then they're like, ooh, he called me to the stage, and then like, sure, there's like a fun little lap dance, but that doesn't mean like you can grab a whole nut. I don't know. I felt bad for those guys, but they were covered in oil, so maybe they liked it. Who knows?
How dare you? That's like saying a woman goes out showing cleavage, she deserves to be raped. How dare you say that?
That's true. I mean, one was smiling at me, but probably that's because it was like $70 a ticket to go. Okay, cool.